In this video, we're going over the problem on the back of the homework that says, what is the distance between point X and point Y? This is really a scale problem is what this is. And if you look here, you have the scale is 1/2 inch equals 7 miles. That means a 1/2 of an inch on our drawing here equals 7 miles in the real world. And they're always set up that way with the scale referring to what's on the page, so that's what's closest, equals the thing in the real world. And they have this line here and they say that that's 5 inches. Okay, so it's a proportion. Typical scenario where you have 3 numbers and you're trying to find a fourth. The scale, 1/2 inch equals 7 miles, always this scale gets transposed into your first half of your proportion. Now, a lot of students don't like to have a fraction within a fraction, so we typically say take 1/2 and make it 0.5. Okay, it means find half of something, right? 0.5 over 7. Okay, notice we have drawing real. You could also say inches, miles, either way. And then you have 5 inches. So the question is, where does that go? Well, is that the drawing in inches? Yes, so it goes here. Okay, and then here we put an X. That's what we're trying to find. So half the battle is just setting up the proportion. Once you have that, then you cross multiply and solve. So you always do the side with the X first. So 0.5 times X is simply 0.5 X, and that's going to equal 7 times 5, which is 35. Okay, so the next part seems difficult. It really isn't. If this says 0.5 times X, you're essentially going to divide both sides by 0.5, which is really easy if you have a calculator. But it is not hard once you understand that dividing by 0.5, which is to find half of something, what's the opposite of finding half of something? Well, it's doubling something. So whenever you're dividing by 1/2, that's the same thing as multiplying by 2. So these cancel out, and you get X equals, and this is going to be 70, because 35 divided by 0.5 is going to give you 70. So again, it's a scale problem. Your scale becomes the first half of your proportion. Your third number, you figure out where it goes. Then you cross multiply and solve. By the way, also, obviously, if you have a calculator, this is much easier. 35 divided by 0.5. But it's a simple concept. The opposite of finding half of something is doubling it. And that's what we did here. You have to do the opposite to get rid of it.